Okay, go.
All right. So now that we got everything taken apart, we're going to show you exactly why they call it the Stack-O-Matic or whatever. What is it called? The dual stack? I think that's what it's called. Let's
Stack
see.
and snap.
It's called the dual bowl because it has two bowls. It has the large bowl and it has the small bowl. Okay. And it's the dual bowl versatility for processing large and. That's what it says. Okay.
What's that say?
It's fine. Hi. Are you doing it? Mm-hmm. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, and in Hamilton Beach. Okay. Nice, thick instructions here. It's crazy. But it's the stack and snap. Stack and snap duo. That means two. Food processor, reboot culinary.
No, that's in a different language.
Reboot culinary snap. Okay. So it's the Hamilton Beach Stack and Snack Duo. Okay, that's what we're doing today. We're going to review that for Hamilton Beach. It says here on the thing that came in here, so you can see what it looked like when we got it out. If I can get it back in there. Come on, guys. We're doing this because we were inspired by a lady that does her own YouTube stuff. Anyway, the dual bowl versatility. Okay, I'm going to show you what that is here in a second. So the dual bowl versatility. This is your main bowl, okay? And it fits in here like this. Excuse me. There's only one way it can fit in there because the grooves tell you.
There's no locking.
And there's no locking. You don't have to like into place. So you need to be careful. But it does have a power switch here, okay? So by putting it on there, that's what allows you to actually turn it on, okay? It's also integrated into the handle. So in order for the thing to turn on, this lid has to be on in order for it, for safety purposes. All right. So if we wanted to do a full size, whatever, let's say we wanted to make some dough. You want to make some dough, baby? Okay, here we go. You use the dough blade. You put that bad boy on there, okay? And then you take the lid, which has locking. It's not a twist, which I like. All right, so you put that on there, get it onto the, lined up with the handle, lock these into place. All right. Now the only thing is I hope that these, don't, because it has hinges. I hope that they don't wear out very quickly. Like we were saying earlier, the quality I think is decent for a home appliance, but not for the industrial level. There's no way that this would ever hold up in an industrial kitchen, at least my opinion. And it's a humble opinion. You've got your processing plunger. You can plunge things with this, or you can use the actual smaller plunger and put product in there like that. So let's say you had cheese that you could fit into this 2-inch diameter hole. You just slide it in there, and then you can plunge it with this as it's going through using the slicer or the shredder. Now, this is what's really cool, is that we were looking at this, and it's got laser etched lettering. I don't know if you can see that at the top. This would be the shred side. Okay. Now, if I flip it over, it says store this side down. Okay. It actually tells us that you need to store this with this side down, but this is the slicer side. So you would use this up. All right. So it says slice right there, etched in with the laser. Okay. And then you'd use this for slicing things like cucumbers or any kind of like zucchini, whatever. But if you wanted to grade cheese, you can see all these grater cheese pieces, okay? And I'm telling you right now that this blade is sharp because I've already cut myself. So you need to be careful. But this piece is cool too. Now, here's what's really awesome about this whole thing, okay? This entire thing stacks up. The only side piece that it had was this and then this. But I actually think that you can actually store that like that, okay? So this whole thing is one piece. You can put it on your shelf wherever you're going to store it. Here's the dual bowl action. So you have your main bowl. Now you can have a second bowl, okay? Second bowl just slides right into place like a Russian nesting doll. Boom, right in there, right? Now, here's, well, you want to take this out? Mm-hmm. Okay. I did that so you can see the difference in the heights. So in order to store this properly, you need to take the large black blade, all right, and we're going to put that in the bottom. Now this thing, this is actually pretty pretty well built. I think this is actually more enduring than all the rest of it. So if this ever went willy-nilly, there's a problem. Now, I'm going to make the suggestion now that you don't over-process with this thing. Don't try to make it do anything that it's not supposed to do, because you will break it. It's just that simple. You're always going to come into situations where you think it can do something. Don't do things that's not recommended, and you'll have a long life. If you try to do something more, then you're going to have to grind the puppies because they're making me mad. Anyway, my dogs are so funny. Anyway, here's the second bowl. You put that in there, and it's basically half. So if you want to cut the volume in half, what's that?
It's 4 cups.
4 cups. Is that what it says? Mm-hmm. 4 cups. So 4 cups. This would be 8 cups. I'm
14
imagining.
cups.
The whole thing's 14 cups? Holy crap. So if you want to take 10 cups out of it, put the 4 cup in there. Okay? I'm just doing simple math. I'm sorry, not to hurt. Anyway, there we go. We got that. That goes in there like that. Now you have that blade on top. Now here's the thing that I don't know. I would suggest that if you want to use the top blender, that you don't leave this in there. Put the bowl back in, and then process like that. It's going to have less wear and tear. There's going to be less problems. And why dirty something you're not going to use? You know, that's just me. But for storage purposes, you're definitely going to want to have that down in there. Okay, so we put that in there, and there's only one way it can go in, I think. Nope, it goes in universal. But you can lock it in place. Okay? So it's not flopping around or anything. So you put this back in there. And I love these because it's like you cannot not put it in there. It's hexagonal. All right? In there, in the base. So when you put it in there, it only goes in one way. But you can turn it any way you want, but it'll always go in. All right? So we're going back to storage and stuff. Now this is really cool because it tells you what side you want to store it down. All right? So I believe you want the shred side up. That's what it says. You want to store this blade side down. And the reason they want you to store the blade side down is so you don't cut your finger like I do. Jeez. It's dangerous. So, now we're going to be all stacked up here. Locked in place with our cord. And I'm really quite impressed with this. I was keeping an open mind, but you know, you get things from people or things and on the shelf or whatever that you've never used before. But Hamilton Beach, I've heard of the product. I've just never used anything from here. Have you used anything from Hamilton Beach, honey?
Coffee maker.
The coffee maker. That's a great coffee maker. I love my coffee maker. So easy to use. Maybe we'll do a review on that. The only problem with our coffee maker is that we don't clean it enough. It's really bad. I feel guilty now. So, here we are. 14 total cups. You can cut it down to 4 cups if you're just using the top. So, like, if you just wanted to make it like 1 pizza, just use the top bowl. If you were making like 4 or 5 pizzas, use the whole thing. But you only want to use what's in there. It has a max fill line. Use the devices that, and then I'm always making a recommendation on this. Only use processors the way they're supposed to be processed, right? This is not like a battle bot that you can take out there and put on top of your Shark, vacuum and make a battle bot out of. I guess you could if you knew how, but trust me, if you know how to make battle bots, you can probably make something so much better. So here we are. We have the Hamilton Beach Stack and Snap. Stack, snap, okay, dual bowl processor. And I'm really, really looking forward to using this product today because I'm going to be making salsa. Actually, I make pico and then I make salsa for my pico. And I also use the pico to make my what?
Guacamole.
Guacamole! Yeah, that's right. Avocados from Mexico. I love that stuff. So anyway, guacamole, pico. We're going to make it today and we're going to use this to do it. We'll see you in a little while.